Welcome back to the Near Death Diary podcast, where every whisper in the dark and every rustle of the pines and every tale that makes its way down these mountain hollers comes with a pulse and a warning. Tonight we're not just watching videos from the Appalachian wilderness. For us, we're simply returning home, back to these ridge lines that raised us, back to the valleys where the old fog hangs heavy like breath, to places outsiders consider haunted, but we simply call our heritage and familiar. These mountains and hills have long memories. They keep secrets in the soil and echoes in the timber, and shadows grow long, making not even the bravest be able to stay too long. As sons of Appalachia, we have felt that chill in our bones our whole life. We've heard those footsteps where no one walks, and we know some things out there weren't meant to be explained, simply witnessed. So do you dare to settle in? Let that lantern glow fall soft against the dark. Steel your nerves, because we're about to step deep into the unknown. Don't worry, you're with some locals. We've already survived the mountains, the hills, the forests, and the strangest of nights. So stay close to me and Fugate. The Appalachian wilderness is calling. Welcome back to the Near Death Diary podcast. Fugate, how you doing?
Spooked.
You liking those intros? You liking those? Oh, man. Oh, man. I tell you what. I think this episode we should just completely talk with our home dialect. We should just stop worrying about what city folk think of us. That sounds mighty fine. What do you think?
I think we just do it, get it, and then don't walk it.
I hear you, Boone. I hear you, Mr. Boonhauer. So we had a pretty good episode last week. We did a reaction episode.
They're all fun episodes, but I feel like everyone hates us.
What do you mean?
Everyone.
Who's point them out? Who's hating on my brother? I don't think so. Maybe some people that have problems with themselves. You know? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck anymore. You know? You know what the good thing about them intros is? They're longer than 30 seconds.
Oh, so you can just cuss now.
So now I can just start dropping F-bombs. Yep. That's a good feeling. But yeah, we did a reaction video the other day, and a lot of people think it went pretty well. So we're gonna do another one, but this time we're taking y'all to our neck of the wood. That's right. We're taking you guys to Appalachia. We found some videos. Well, we actually found a video that has quite a bit of well, in my opinion, people freaking out over nothing. A lot of it. I mean, there's some creepy shit, yeah. But I mean, Sam Squanches, you know, some strange noises.
Sasquatch can be scary. Push a tree down on you.
Yeah.
Block your path.
Yeah.
Steal your picnic basket.
But more than likely, you were being a pecker nut out there in them woods.
I wasn't. I was just fishing.
You know?
I mean, if you like come up and be like, ooh, like put his hand out, like, ooh, and I've been like, oh, I'm interpreting this as he wants a fish. Let me catch you a fish, buddy. But no, he just screams and pushed down a tree. Like, what's that supposed to do to me?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to play a game with you.
I don't know.
It's catch the tree. It's an honor to play catch the tree with the Sam Squanch. You know, you need to get in the gym or something.
I just need to learn to communicate better with,
you know,
the squatch.
Go out there, they toss you a big old dead standing, you know, and if you can catch it, then you're one of them. If you get smashed, well, they eat you.
Ooch.
You know, it's a tale as old as the Sasquatch time. Best be on your A game playing that game. I played it once. I was brought into the Sam Squanch tribe. I was held in high regards.
I saw
for
a video.
while.
We need to find that video.
Which one?
There's a video of a guy that got like, he was camping or something and he got drug out I think either like in his tent, his old tent got drug away, or just a sleeping bag with him in it. And then it was just like a family of Sasquatches like had him basically,
I
but
think,
they weren't
yeah.
they weren't like hurting him or anything. They were just like had him there, and then kind of interacted with him a little bit, and then after a little while, I don't know how long it was, he kind of took off and got away, but they were not happy about it. It seemed.
Well, there's another guy who made a claim, and we're going to put that. I'm going to dig that clip up off the internet. We're going to put that right here. He had something to say about the Sam Squinch too. We're just going to let that guy tell his little story real quick.
I was back here looking. I thought one of my dogs was back here, and I was like, how'd the dog get out of the yard? I saw a bunch of, movement, and then I got back and well, maybe it's a deer. And then I was worried about my dogs because there's a lot of Bigfoot and Sasquatch in this area. I didn't have a gun with me. And so I got back here, and that's when I saw the female Sasquatch. And what happened? And what happened was, as soon as I was knocked down on the ground, she starts ripping my clothes off me. She did. She pulled my pants off me, and I'm like, oh, great. What? She's going to kill me. They're going to find my naked body here. It's worse. It's worse. As soon as she got my pants off me, she started like jerking the ween. I mean, she was big. She was like, 7.5, 8 feet tall and hairy. And so I'm down there on the ground. I'm completely naked. My clothes have been ripped off me. And she starts giving me a knobber. It was all just biological. I didn't have any choice. And the next thing you know, I blew my load. I blew my load in the Sasquatch.
So yeah, I mean that happens time to time in these parts. There ain't much you can do. They're 10 times stronger than you, so you just try to enjoy it. Builds character. It truly does. But before we get started, let's check out the super chat. We're actually in the process. We're right now autographing these. That's what we are doing as we speak. They should be getting sent out in the mail tomorrow. So thank you guys for the waiting. We're also waiting for people to email the people who have one. That there's some people that didn't email, so we need some of those. We've been kind of trying to wait for all that too, so we can just pay the postage all at once. But we're done waiting. We're gonna send out what is it, October,
and then November.
We only had 2 for the month of November. So we're starting to send those out. Believe it or not, it took a long time just to figure out a marker that would work and on top of everything else we're doing. Just kind of, So we're sending all that out tomorrow, October winners, and then we should be good. We have our markers and all of our stuff, everything. We got our system down. We're good to go. So, but if you're wondering what we're talking about, we do a super chat. There's the ability to make a super chat donation down there. And then when you do, you can win one of this month's t-shirts. Yeah. It's right here. Yeah, check it out. It's the month of December, so we're using Mr. Krampus right there. We're making a Krampus themed t-shirt. And guys, we are going to be coming at you with some pretty slick hoodies. They should be in the mail. I think the soonest date that they will be arriving is the 11th. And then we have got to go and do all the printing and stuff ourselves. We just ordered the hoodies. So I'm going to run some designs by our Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon member, Deadeye 2 Tongue 740, you can check it out right there. We're going to run some of these designs past our Patreon, see which one you guys like the most, because honestly, you guys are the grease to the cogs, and we want you guys to be happy, since you guys essentially help fund this show. And this is episode 33. So we're doing pretty all right. The analytics of YouTube say that most of the time you have to post very regularly in order to get to 1,000. And we pulled that off within our first 2 weeks. So we got to thank you guys. Thank you for the locomotive energy that you guys put behind our podcast. We really appreciate each one of you guys. Also, last episode, I was talking about doing some hot sauce over on Patreon. I went and did that with y'all. I showed you guys how it is that I make my hot sauce, and I use just natural ingredients in order to do pH balancing, in order to keep a product shelf stable with no refrigeration. If that sounds like something you would like to check out, you could check out our Patreon as well. I'm going to be doing stuff like that all the time. Next thing is going to be making the other hot sauce, the hot one, with our extracts. We do herbal extracts. That's what our company does, Hellfire Holler. We're going to be making the super hot one. And then we're also going to be making some soap. I'm going to be taking you through how to make all natural, using wood ash to create lye and then animal fat to create soap. So if that's the type of stuff you're interested in, we do stuff like that over on our Patreon. We also do live chats exclusive to Patreon. I also did a show with my band, with my music entourage. It was a pretty good time. A lot of people had a good time. That's stuff interests you. Why don't you go check us out over on Patreon? Also, how about you check out our company over here, our herbal supplement company, Hellfire Holler. Take it away, Hellfire Holler.
Visit hellfireholler.com.
Oh, thank you, Hellfire Holler boys. You guys are just plumb sweet. Tell you what. So, last thing, guys. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Leave us some comments down there. Let us know that you're enjoying the show. That helps the algorithm. And it helps us grow our channel and our platform. And we really appreciate when you guys do that. Chat, how we doing? Foggill, you want to say hey to chat?
Hey, Chad, how you doing?
How you guys doing down there? If you guys didn't know, every episode we are down in the live chat. We are down in the chat with you guys every episode, talking with y'all, showing our appreciation to each and every one of you guys, giving you guys a little bit of a chance to chat with us live. Like we also do on our Discord, which you get access to through our Patreon as well. So, chat, how you doing? It's been a minute. It's been since last Friday. Hope you guys are doing great. One last thing, if you guys would like to send us in anything, you can go over here to our P.O. Box. It is P.O. Box 264, Gloucester, Ohio, 45732. And if you'd like your story told on the Near Death Diary podcast, or you'd just like to write in an inquiry to the Near Death Diary podcast, go to hellfirehollerpodcast@gmail.com. That address is right here. And with that, I think we are through the bureaucratic element.
Let's get to seeing and watching.
Let's get
and looking
to the Appalachian spooky, huh? So our first and technically our only video, but we're going to go through. There's some Appalachian encounters that we have here, kind of put together and collected from another creator here. Now, what are you thinking going into this?
I only saw 5 seconds of it, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of unexplained mystery, a lot of overreactions.
I think a lot of the time.
And a lot of probably fakery.
Yeah.
I mean, old mixed pot of all that.
One of the things I do over on my TikTok, which is just Deadeye Two Tongues, is I call out what I call the culture vultures. A lot of people, Appalachia sat in isolation for a very long time. Appalachia really didn't start making its way into the known world by choice as well since like the 1950s. That's whenever a lot of the isolation of Appalachia started being, kind of the veil started being pulled off of Appalachia. Still have a ton of people living in the woods, doing the old ways thing. But there's just all sorts of people that I see just slapping the Appalachia, like this guy broke the rules of Appalachia and all this. How about you tell them the quote unquote rules? How about you give some sort of like information on, some of the culture and history here rather than just profiteer off of it. I see that all the time. I see people who can't even pronounce Appalachia. They're going Appalachia, making videos on it all the time. It's like, what are you doing for us here? What are you doing for our culture? Now granted, we don't necessarily want a massive influx of people coming here, because this area is totally beautiful. Like one of the big problems we have right now is, the Hocking Hills are being just overrun with industry and tourism, and it's getting rid of a lot of the natural beauty of the area. So do we want people to mind their manners when they come here? Do we want people, to help preserve the beauty here? Yes, as much as we want people to help preserve the culture here. Right now, everybody and their mother thinks that the Appalachians is just crawling with evil. Everything here just wants to get you and off you. And, there's a lot of history here, and it's brought to this area multiculturally Much of the Appalachians is no longer the culture of the original Appalachians. It is a culmination of the timber industry and the mining industry that brought all sorts of people from all over the world, who wanted to come here and work the land, work hard jobs in exchange for, a place to call their own. Had a lot of native people who lived in these areas, had a lot of, people from like the Celts, a lot of Irish, a lot of Scottish, a lot of Italian, tons of people from all over the place. Had a lot of fucking freed slaves that came to this area. So it is a cultural hodgepodge, and one of the most accepting places, in my opinion. A lot of people have a lot to say about this area, and it spans a great territory. You can see right here with each area having its own little nuances, its own little niche, its own way of life. But the area that I'm from, well, I mean, it's a type of a place where you help your neighbor, you love thy neighbor. So there's a lot of misunderstandings about it being perpetuated by the internet. So one of the things I like to do online is, debunk a lot of that nonsense. But most of the time, we are being very misrepresented here in the Appalachians.
My favorite thing is go out in the woods, scare the shit out of people, dressing in random costumes. Because I don't want neighbors.
Yeah.
I want nobody within miles of me. So I will perpetuate that these woods are haunted. Stay away. Get.
Yeah. Well, it's not to say that they're not haunted. This is one of the oldest territories in the entire world. It's got more history, and you could shake a stick at, and it branches off, into Scotland and beyond. It was around during the Pangea, some of the oldest mountain ranges, if not the oldest mountain range that there is. So of course there's tons of history here. And you pair that with, the culture of Appalachia is just now making its way into the spotlight because of the internet and because of the kind of ending of the isolation of Appalachia. Well, that's a recipe for, the whole big fish, stories that are being told here and everything. They're making their way out there. It's making a lot of people shit down their leg and not even want to come here. And that's fine. That's fine. But, you should at least understand, the history and the beauty of the area. It is an incredible area. My biggest fear is, as time goes on, with the interest being so high here, and with so many people thinking that it's this kind of deranged, haunted land, it's going to make people have no problem when big industry tries to roll in here and start, hacking and slashing. And I mean, they did quite a bit of that already. They mined the ever-living piss out of this area. They timbered the ever-living hell out of this area. But it's growing back, is my point. And a lot of the beauty is returning to this area. I'm just hoping that, we don't have a whole bunch of people rolling into bulldozers and industrializing it and turning it into Airbnb wonderland. I'd like to preserve all the beauty here. And with that comes, fortifying people with an understanding of the area and showing them the beauty of the area, not just the haunt. But this video, we're gonna see. We're gonna take a look. And this might be, one of my most critical episodes, because I'm just kind of done with the culture vulture shit. So, but we're going to take a look. We're going to go through these videos, and we're going to, as your tour guides, give you our opinion, and you guys let us know your opinion in the comments and also in the live chat. All right, ladies and gents, here we go.
A group of teenagers set out for a weekend trip in the forest. They parked their van and were relaxed.
Wait. They parked their van? Where is this guy from? Where is this? Is this AI? Most videos nowadays are AI.
A lot of them.
It's made a lot of my favorite, history and, watching that stuff just terrible.
Yeah. You can tell pretty much right off the bat, too.
I'm confused on this one. That's, not Boston. Listen to how he said van. Just listen to it. Hold on.
A group of teenagers set out for a weekend trip in the forest. They parked their van and...
What?
It's like Irish.
All right. Okay. All right. Who is talking about Appalachia right now? Pretty sure he said it wrong anyway. But park their van. Never heard that. Anybody out there? If that's how you say van, we let us know. We let us know where that dialect comes from. Thank you.
Were relaxing when movement in the woods caught their eyes.
Yo, what's it? Yo! You see that? Is that it? Hello? Yo, you see that, dude? Look. Yo, get the...
Look,
Panicked.
that looked like a little baby Sam Squanch.
Adolescent squatch.
That was a little baby Sammy. Huh.
That's what, if anything like that, we see something like that, we are running
towards
it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're not going to be the shitty video
Yeah.
blur people.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth it. If if anything, the government would probably come and snatch our footage and never let it get out.
Replace it with a owl that's
A
nowhere
decoy.
near the size of.
Yeah, just a bear that's walking on its 2 feet, you know. Yeah, now fucking Gilly and I'd be running right towards this thing. We'd be like, "Oh, it's finally we get some footage."
Our time to shine.
Yeah, right. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean, did you see it? It kind of took off. It ran pretty quick. Hold on, let's go back. Take a look one more time. Watch it. It just gets scooting.
Yo, what's it? Yo! You see that? Is that it? Hello? Yo, you see that, dude? Look. Yo, get the fuck out of here.
Bolting. You know, that's the disappointing thing. It's all the way away from you.
Yeah, what are you running away from?
Yeah, like what? Like all of a sudden the camera footage gets real blurry. Like that's a lot of the time when I see this type of stuff. Like your threat assessment is way off, sirs. Like I'd be sitting there like trying my best to get good footage of that. Instead, they take it to this, Blair Witch, just running, the cameras all going everywhere. What threat did you feel that made it to where,
the threat? If they stayed and videoed more, they'd probably notice that it was their friend in a furry costume.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what.
Yeah,
I think when I see those things.
I was going to say,
nobody get close. Let's run away so we can't get a better view of it.
What a perfect opportunity if that was, in fact, a Sam Squanch to get great footage. And you messed it up. You messed it up.
Go.
A dark, furry...
Okay, I just can't, if it's going to be doing this the whole time. What is the accent?
It's like, Irish.
Is it like, I don't hear a lot of Irish twang to it though. But I mean, I can hear, it's like, because a lot of the Boston accent is...
Colin Farrell, he's Irish, isn't he?
I think so. But a lot of the Irish accent is where Brooklyn got their accent. But, like, Vaughn? I don't know. I kind of want to hear it one more time. But, look, I ain't trying to make fun, all right? I probably sound funny to a lot of people. I just ain't used to... I'm used to hearing a Boston accent. This just don't quite register. And I'm sure there's different dialects from different parts of, say it is Ireland. This one I just ain't heard, and it's catching me off guard. All right? All right, our Ireland friends? All right? Sorry. But
Sitting upright, then suddenly seemed to drop to all fours and began running.
Well, it's probably a bear.
As the group fled, with one of them capturing shaky footage of the encounter.
That's about all they
couldn't
caught.
really tell that it dropped all fours. The camera seemed to get really shaky before I could see that.
But I mean, bears stand up on their back legs, like that happens, but yeah, I don't really see it running on all fours either.
Looked disturbingly human, yet wild.
From
Whatever it was, it's a day the teens will never forget.
I mean, you see that last little walk when they slowed it down. It looked like it, was something walking upright. But, like we were saying, the skedaddle and the getting out of there in a hurry, it did no justice to it. I do kind of believe, like you do, that maybe that was just to get a viral video. Oh, there's something over there. Shake the footage around so much and act scared, you know, and we'll get a viral video. We'll get a bunch of people questioning it and, you know, get a lot of hits, but I don't know. There's no reason why you wouldn't sit and, you know, film
Especially
that.
if it's running away from you already.
Yeah,
Like if
walking
it's running
away.
towards you, sure.
Yeah, run. But that wasn't the case. So the first video, I'm gonna give that was, in my opinion, staged. That was for clicks, in my opinion. On to the next video.
He was hiking in the Appalachian region when he suddenly heard this.
That just drives me crazy. Like you hear something, it sounds off. Don't move. You know, don't move your feet. You know, that camera's going to pick up the closest thing to it. You know, you're going to miss something. You know, this is what me and Gilly do. You know, we literally chomp at the bit for moments like this. You know, don't move. Stay real still. You know, that way we can hear it. We can make an assessment. There you go.
A loud, scratchy hiss echoing through the forest. The sound lasted several seconds, heavy and unsettling, yet no source appeared in the footage.
Well, you could not be having your camera up into the trees. You know, bobcats. That's what I would say that is. That sound. If I was to make an assessment, I'd say that's a bobcat. Some kind of cat. You'd be amazed at the type of sounds that some of these animals around here make. Like it's wild, you know, like there's a couple of videos I did where I had a mountain lion come up into my yard, you know, while I was gardening. And I got it on video. You know, it was all the way up in the canopy. You know, that's why I'm saying maybe your camera wasn't angled in the correct place. But this mountain lion was all the way up in the canopy, just roaring, being territorial. You know what I mean? And I got right up on it, you know, and the decibels coming off that thing, first and foremost, terrifying. The shriek and the sounds, I mean, you know, it's enough to, if you don't know what it is, scare the ever living hell out of you. But that's what just hearing this, like that sounds like a cat, like being territorial. So, and it's not quite a mountain lion because I've heard that up close and personal. I think it's a bobcat.
Some believe it was a large animal, perhaps a bear or mountain lion.
Yeah, it's definitely Irish. Large. This is the van thing's still gonna get me.
Others think it could be tied to the countless mysterious stories surrounding the Appalachian wilderness.
I want to say it's a forest witch.
Yeah, it's like, what's that grifter's name? That one dude with the thick accent. He's a West Virginia boy or something, maybe a Carolina boy. You know, and he's just, you know, some folks say that the Appalachian witches never died. Do you want to clear up Appalachian witches, or are you just like slapping something? That's what it feels like. Like it does every single time I watch one of these dudes' videos. Some people say the old witches of Appalachia never died. Can you give me one fucking story? Because I've been here my whole life, and no one's ever been like, be careful. You know, them old Appalachian witches. Yeah, Grandma, I know.
What is that one thing? Was it the spear finger?
Spear finger?
Just some sort of witch that lives in the mountains that has like a long finger that does things. I can't remember what it does.
Well, let's look her up. Let's put the spear finger.
If it's spear finger, it could be something, but it's something finger.
Whatever we're confusing it with, we'll put it up there. we'll take a gander. All right, on to the next video.
Chris had just returned home in Appalachia when something...
God, that drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Say it with me, folks. Okay, it's real easy, all right? It don't take years of being here. You got an apple, all right? There's your apple. And then you look at your friend, and I'm going to throw this apple at you. At you. Not at ya. Chia. Apple at you. Appalachia. Bam!
I pronounce it Appalachia.
Just start going to different places and mispronouncing it. You know, fucking go to Colorado. You know, just, curator. You know, just see how much we could piss everybody else off. It's Appalachia. All right. Thanks, guys.
Attention. Through the window.
That's an owl. That's an owl. Look at it. It's creepy as all get out. Their eyes are reflective.
That's an alien.
You know, I
It's just
say no
projecting.
alien.
It's just projecting an owl.
Like the plot of
Yes.
Mothman.
Yeah, I would say the fourth kind.
Yeah, no, that is an owl. You can see its goddamn beak. You can see its beak.
That's an alien beak.
Nah, I don't think so. I ain't falling for it. Nope. As commonplace here, that is an owl.
Eyes stared straight at him, unblinking and fixed. He quickly snapped a photo, but the eyes disappeared moments later.
Yeah, its head probably turned around.
Shared it on Reddit.
They're neat. They're beautiful. You know, but yeah, they can be creepy.
Asking if anyone could explain what he had seen. Some suggest it was just an ordinary animal.
Ornery or ordinary? Ornery.
Appalachian region,
Ordinary, I think is what he said.
Well, I was going to say, it don't look very ornery. It's just sitting there.
Well, it's a peeping Tom is what it is.
Yeah, it's just out there, just being menacing.
Why are you trying to see my nethers?
My nether feathers. He's like out there, just being a little shit, being a little ornery owl. Is it an ordinary owl? No, it's an ornery owl. Ah, chase him off with the broom.
certainty is never guaranteed. Deep in the forest, an explorer stumbled upon something strange. A jar tucked between the twisted roots of a massive tree. Across cultures, stories tell of dark beings trapped in containers to keep their power sealed.
That just don't scream Appalachian culture, though. You know, like, I mean, that's definitely.
I'd like to know what's in the jar, because like you could go out in my woods right now, because like every old house around like property and stuff has like dump sites.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's all kinds of glass and bottles and things out in the woods.
You know, how the hell do you get through, you know, long winters where you ain't got crops and you're isolated? You know, well, canning, like canning, glass canning, water bathing and all that stuff. You know, it's not uncommon in these old like locations to have all of these, you know, mason jars everywhere. You know, it's creepy, you know, yeah, because like you walk in and some of these jars, like, you know, down in the root cellars and stuff, they're all like just mucilagous shit at that point. You know, it just looks like
find the ones with peaches and onions, and they.
What is this? Sploosh. That's what I call it. Drink it. It's good.
That is pretty good. Yeah. Tastes like peaches.
yeah, if it's been long enough, it's just turned to goo. It's just like slop, and you walk in all these witchy-looking houses, and it's like just like the whole walls and cellars are just lined with goop. But yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon to find like glass all over the place in Appalachia. But this looks like it's got something in here, you know. But it gives me like a voodoo feel.
Open it, and you might unleash something dangerous. The find felt less like treasure and more like a warning.
Yeah, I mean,
It was wise not to open it.
I mean, it would have made for a better story if he did.
Yeah, what is in there?
It's like a little skeleton king looking. It's like almost looks like a skeleton with like a kingly like crown and a cape.
I did leave a mason jar with a handwritten scroll in it at an old abandoned stone church.
Just to mess
in a
with
crevice. And some chocolate gold coins in it, just to mess with people.
You know,
and what was written on that scroll, I cannot speak.
Well, because it's gibberish, or because like what?
Because it's fucked up.
You know, the more people like kind of started wanting to bleed their way into our area.
You know what? You talked me into it. I'll tell you a little bit about that scroll.
Okay, sure, yeah, sure, all right. Go on.
It was the 8th deadly sin where one of my friends got freckled while he was eating girl out.
Freckled?
Freckled.
Like number 1 or number 2?
Well, he was eating a girl out, and she passed gas and freckled him.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. That reminds me of a story. There was this one chick that God bless her heart, she seemed to always be on menstruating. And my one buddy Joey, we'll beep his name out, edit. My one buddy was just real excited. They seemed to hit it off, and they disappeared into the other room for a bit. And he came out after making a ruckus in the other room with her for a while. And he came out and he asked one of my buddies for a smoke. And my buddy was like, yeah, and we're all looking at him and we're just like, holy shit. And as he, put that cigarette in his mouth, as whenever he said it, he was like, man, it kind of smells like pennies. And we all just lost it because he just looked like he had got done eating a big old piece of strawberry pie. Like, it was crazy. Oh, pennies and freckles. Well, you heard it first here on the Near Death, guys. Yeah, and I don't think that's privy to Appalachia. I think that can happen to anybody. Oh, back to the weird witchy voodoo thing that I don't think has much to do with Appalachia. Maybe I'm wrong. None of my family were practicing occultists. I think that's really what this is. A cult. Something like that.
Maybe he found that on Mount Nebu.
Could be. And I'm still dying to get up on Mount Nebu. If you guys don't know what Mount Nebu is in our area, Mount Nebu, it's in Gloucester, Ohio, or Amesville. That area. You want to look that up. Pretty neat. So we'll get into that, another story, but we're trying to get up into Mount Nebu because a lot of weird, creepy occult stuff like this was going on up there.
Of dark beings trapped in containers to keep their power sealed. Open it, and you might unleash something dangerous.
Yeah, look at that. It's like
It felt less like treasure.
Almost looks like a
or like a warning.
like a marionette, skeleton marionette. It's strange.
One night, Instagram user That Girl Christina noticed something strange at her home.
What?
We just heard a loud crash.
Holy wow.
She went outside to investigate and saw this.
That's a whole tree.
It's called a
Whoa.
maker.
Wait, that's not the ground.
Yeah, that's the roof.
Huh. I mean, it don't unless that is a branch off a colossal tree that fell and just happened to, tip end first. I don't see how that. I hope they give a look around the area.
Tree at our house?
It went through this basket.
Yeah, how lucky to not be.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were underneath that, whoo, that would have crushed you. That would have removed you from this planet. But I mean, it hit the roof. It obviously had to probably go through the attic floor, come through the attic floor, come down, slam through this table, and into the other floor. That's some force. I know it's heavy, and it's a whole ass tree, but it's like something used like chucked it like a spear.
Through this table and down there.
Instead of falling across the roof like a tree normally would, the trunk stood skewered upright, piercing through the house and stretching into the night sky.
That is wild. I'll give you that. I don't know what could have caused that. I mean, maybe it could have broke off at like half and spun. But I mean, then again, it looks like the larger end is down at the bottom and it tapers upward.
Yeah, it could have.
Which don't make sense.
Could have barrel rolled and.
Yeah, I don't know. That don't appear to be windy or anything either. That's weird. I'll give you that.
as if hurled like a giant spear.
Well, he said what I said.
Seemed impossible. How could this have just happened?
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I would need more context to the area around there, and if there was a storm going on at some point or nearby.
That was, I mean, I'll give you that. That's a bit weird. That looked like a whole ass tree. Yeah. Strange. Yeah, they should. I wish they would have given like a perimeter walk. I wish they would have showed where it had came from, so I could make a better assessment as well. That's weird.
In 2015, a teenager in Turner, Maine, was walking their dog when they filmed this short video.
That looks like a dude. Looks like a guy. Looks like a dude in camo.
It's one of these really far away, blurry.
Researcher Bill Brock later examined the site and found
that doesn't.
Wait, he said he
the
found
way it walks doesn't even look abnormal.
Yeah,
just looks like a dude walking.
Yeah, but he said he found footprints, so let's check them out. Hold on.
About 15 inches long.
15 inches long? Well, you got it for a pair of boots. This dude obviously looks tall. I wear a size 14 shoe.
Well,
like when I wear boots, I guarantee
let's see
my
the tracks if they've got them. If they don't,
yeah,
just taking his word for it.
Bigger than a human's. While skeptics suggested it was a costume or camera trick, no proof of a hoax ever surfaced. The clip remains one of Maine's most debated Bigfoot sightings, keeping the legend alive years later.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a dude.
I'm
not going to show the tracks and all that.
Yeah, if a guy found tracks, that video should have came with, because I mean, you obviously be barefoot, Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't buy that one. Just the movement. Anytime I've ever seen believable Sam Squanch, footage, there's like a certain lumberingness to them.
It's not going to walk like just a person strolling through the woods.
The stride on that and everything, and I don't know, that looks like it could have just it was kind of a snowy, cold outside. There's a whole reason to be wearing a bunch of clothes from that far back. If you're wearing camo, it could very well be just a dude walking around wearing camo. Winter season, more than likely it's a deer season, although I didn't see any sort of firearm or anything on him. And see, I mean, it could have blended into his back. He could have had a rifle on his back. But no, I mean, I wish I could have seen the footprints. If it's some of the most debated footage in what they say, Maine or Massachusetts.
I think it was Maine.
But some of the most debated footage, maybe we could find it, and then we could find those footprints and see if they're barefooted. But I'm still open to look. I won't write it off completely, but just from a first glance, I don't really believe that. Back to the video.
One night, a man noticed a strange pair of glowing eyes moving around his property. He grabbed his gun and stepped outside.
Okay, I've seen this a few times on the old social media, and I got to give it to you. It's a bit weird. It doesn't really act like any creatures I've encountered out here. Just anything gracing our foothills and mountains. It's strange. It seems really like it's got like a confrontation, almost vibe to it. It's being very territorial. So,
hoping to confront whatever it was.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. Stay out of this place. This is our home. This is our home. You need to leave.
The moment he fired, the creature bolted into the darkness.
I mean, that's what we would do.
Yeah. You would think if it was a person, just hearing the gun cocking would be enough.
Yeah.
If it could hear it from that distance, but.
Yeah, and it's strange. The reflective eyes from that far away,
yeah.
it definitely has a humanoid look to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure humans don't have reflective eyes like that.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No. Typically, it's things that have an advantage over night because that's like the light's pulled in, to their eyes differently. Like, big cats, dogs have it. Not as much as cats, but they have it. And plus, when you look at this thing, like it's got kind of like a humanoid like form to it. If you look,
Stay out of this place.
I think he zooms in on it.
Our home.
See, that would have made most people run right there. That rack clacking of yeah. I mean, didn't make it run. So that's, in my opinion, you shooting a warning shot, or you going center mass?
Probably a warning shot because I have no idea what it is, and my luck it'd be a bald eagle with a tracking device or something on it. Oh no!
Yeah. Or like the neighbor kid like running around with his new night vision goggles or some shit. Like, ah, damn it!
This is our home. Need to leave.
The moment he fired,
see right there, like it's standing up. It's got like a very, it's much lighter than the rest of its environment. Like
the creature,
you can like see, like there's a shoulder. That looks very humanoid, in my opinion.
bolted into the dark.
Yeah.
Look at close-up shot of
What
it
made
running
me
off.
chilling
Yeah, look at that.
was the height of the ice, nearly 7 feet off the ground.
That
Yeah,
sound.
that's weird.
They said it's nearly 7 feet off the ground. That's like those. They're not technically real. Like rake is kind of a newer term, but a lot of people are dubbing those large creatures like that we talked about in the UK, and those long, gray, lanky things that have.
I'm saying it's all the same thing, just different names for.
Yeah,
pale.
but they've made their appearance on this show several times.
Yeah,
those tall, strange, gray things. That's kind of like the closest looking thing I could compare it to.
Wendigo.
The man didn't think it was human or even an animal.
Yeah, safe bet.
A man went to check on his cabins in the woods when he stumbled upon a very strange scene. A group of women stood in the open, each wearing headsets, moving in a trance-like state as if caught in some ritual or mind control.
Well, let's keep watching.
This is the scariest one so far.
Their movements were slow, almost meditative, until they froze, locked in unnatural positions. Some lay face down on the gravel, others stood stiffly facing trees.
This is some feminist, no offense to the feminists out there, but this seems like one of those like feminist retreats.
I don't know.
They're doing some practice, they're doing some healing something or other, like I've seen those retreats and stuff they do where they like sit around and scream. I've also seen men's retreats do the same thing, but that's what this reminds me of. Why did they all rent these cabins, or did they just pick this dude's cabins and go? Because like that would be a little bit of an issue. Hey, I know you're doing your thing out here, but you should probably pick a state park and not my fucking cabins, because this is going to creep people out.
And a few twisted oddly on the ground, feet bent at impossible angles. Even if it was just a unique form of meditation, it looked extremely eerie.
What do you mean feet
Yeah,
bent
where was
at
that?
impossible angles?
Where was that?
What are you
I wanna
talking
see
about?
that.
Somebody, they're just standing there. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Trees. And a few twisted oddly on the ground, feet bent at impossible angles.
That's a possible angle, sir.
Well, it's the same thing with the footprints he said last time, and then not show it. So
A woman once took a selfie while hiking the Appalachian Trail, but when she shared it online, people noticed something odd. In the background stood a strange figure.
Okay. I'm struggling to see it, but let's let it zoom in here.
Seemed to have antlers, yet its body looked oddly humanoid. too human to be an ordinary animal.
I mean, that's so blurry. And
Yeah.
That's just like there's a term for it. I can't remember it, where your brain just
Sees whatever it needs to.
Yeah, sees
Fills
images.
in the blanks. Yeah.
It's not there.
It almost looks like a big tree that's like
It
falling
just looks
over.
like bushes and trees.
Yeah. Like it almost looks like a big tree that tipped over and its root system is like up in the air.
Something like that. I don't know.
You know, like I do not see it whatsoever.
Some believe it shows a Wendigo or the legendary Deer Man said to haunt forest trails. Skeptics argue it's just pareidolia, and the woman hasn't offered any explanation. Since she appears to be posing happily with it, though, it's most likely just a regular animal.
It's not an animal. that if that was a deer, not to mention, like, it don't look like it's in motion or anything like that. Like, if that was an animal, it would be, God, 12 foot tall. I don't see that. That is a stretch. That is a big stretch. That is wanting to see something.
A TikToker shared a disturbing experience while camping in her tent. Take a look.
I am so exhausted because I had the weirdest experience of my life last night. While sleeping in my tent, I woke up at 3:44 to some extremely loud music playing in the middle of the forest. Like,
I mean, me and my buddies go all the time into the woods. Well, at least we used to when we were kids. You know, and we'd have music. We'd be blaring music.
Does she have? I want to see the video of that happening.
Yeah, let's see.
Like new age, XXYY with ZZ. I don't know how to say it. Spiritual alien type stuff. And it was so loud. It was like a religious stadium had music playing at 3:44 in the morning or something. I don't know how to explain it. It went on for hours. And it freaked me the F out. I seriously was like, did I die? Like, what's going on?
Wait.
What?
Wait, so I don't understand. Are we being shown the footage? Now imagine this with unidentifiable chanting and religious sounding echoes. Okay, I mean, if you're leaving it to my imagination, I'm going to say that it didn't happen.
Don't go too far.
If I had an idea, you know, one of the beautiful and turns creepy things about our area is the hollers talk, okay? You could have something way over here sound like it's coming from over here. That's just because there's a lot of natural reverberation from our hills and, you know, from the cliffs and the mountains. And, you know, it bounces sound around in this really unique kind of way. You know, this music could have been a mile away, but it's being amplified. It's coming at you like a whale noise because it, you know, it's just bouncing. It's being like pushed in your direction. If this is what she's talking about, and if this is the video, it doesn't sound very loud. It sounds very far away. You know, you're barely picking up on the music. It doesn't sound like it's coming from the sky, like she said, or blaringly loud, you know.
Train.
Or like a train in the distance. It says, I cannot explain it to you how loud it was. It was so loud and went for hours. Yeah, I mean, it's just the hills playing tricks, in my opinion. You know, there's probably people out there partying, some hippy dippy fest, some people probably out there dropping some Sid, you know, having a good time out in the woods. And it just bounced around, happened to light up your camp spot. You know, that's what I think. And plus, the videos that I'm seeing aren't exactly convincing that this was overbearingly loud. You know, just hate to break it to you. I cannot explain to you how loud it was. Well, yeah, you also can't show us. So, fake. I'm calling it fake. Sorry, TikToker lady.
I'm like really scared.
You're scared? It sounds like peaceful music.
Sounded almost ritualistic. Blast,
you know,
as if from a massive gathering,
if it was like just this awful screeching, grinding, like, you know, squealy, horrible, nightmarish music, like, you know, the choirs of the fallen angels are playing to you personally, but instead it's like this. She's literally describing it as like it's like some religious, like some religious stadium was like playing. Yeah, it was really peaceful and tranquil. I mean, hell, if the woods were giving me like my own personal concert and it was just this beautiful, tranquil music, I would. What makes you scared? What would make you scared of that? I'd be like, man, I found like a little magical spot in the woods. You know, I don't get it.
Deep in the woods. For her, it became one of the strangest and most unsettling nights she had ever faced. What would you do in such a situation?
Probably chill. Be like, hell yeah.
A surveillance camera captured a chilling sight one dark night in the Appalachians. In the footage, a shadowy humanoid figure appeared. Its eyes glowing in the dark. Moments later, it vanished. The glowing eyes and sudden disappearance left the family with unsettling questions. Who or what had they captured on their security camera? Could it be connected to the Bigfoot legends of these mountains?
That ain't no Bigfoot. I don't know. That ain't no Bigfoot. That wasn't. That's not Bigfoot's MO. Bigfoot doesn't come in your house and chill and creep you out. Bigfoot's like sniffing around your dumpsters and your backwoods, and you know
that was a Jawa.
Yeah, it's kind of looked like more like a Jawa like situation. I don't know, that looked more like something demonic, which isn't, you know, just Appalachia. You know, that's anywhere. You know, but like again, a lot of times just for views and clicks, people are like, this was in Appalachia. You know, look at this. I'm not sold on the fact it was Appalachia either. You know, it just looks more demonic, and I'll give it to you. I don't know if it was real or not, but Next.
2020, Lauren began noticing strange things around her home. Things she couldn't explain.
So I have a bunch of trees in my backyard, but there's this one that doesn't look like the other trees. So I'm gonna go check that one out because it has pretty red leaves or flowers next to it, and it's interesting. Here's the tree. It's dead, but it's very pretty. And there's these weird things that are in it. I don't know what that's for. And it has crazy holes that I like. But here's the pretty red things. Flowers. No, they're leaves. Those are leaves.
They look like red maple leaves.
I like you.
I was going to say, don't get all excited. You know, like, oh no, there's a skull underneath it. There's skulls everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. But, I mean, yeah, that's a dead tree. More than likely, you know, it was used in some form of homesteading. Looked like it could have had a fence attached to it at one point. Been used for fencing. A lot of times people will do that. A lot of people will utilize their terrain, you know, and that explains what's driven into it. You know, trees get old, they die, they get root rot, they get all sorts of things, and they die, you know. That them using it, driving something into the heart of it, it could have, you know, made it prone to infection. But I was just doing a little nature detective work here. I don't see anything creepy about it, but let's keep going.
What is that?
Then for nearly...
Looks like a canine of some sort.
Until 2021, when something unsettling appeared.
So I'm walking around the fence line of my property, and I've noticed that someone or something has put something on pretty much all of my fence posts. I don't know if someone's like fucking with me or...
Wait, so is she claiming that these decor are from some unknown
random people and stuff?
Well, something or someone.
That this is something else. That like it's literally...
I mean, yeah, that'd be creepy if you didn't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Bones. or like a creepy doll. I don't know what that.
I'm trying to like pause him on here.
The fence surrounding her house was lined with odd.
So wait a minute. It's the bull skull. Man, nah, I don't buy it. I don't. You know, I don't see. You know, whatever this area. There's not cows wild. You know, I highly doubt something went and grabbed. Imagine whatever it is walking with it, like a Sam Squanch. Like, well, it's got like a satchel full of all this stuff to
Well, I
mess
mean,
with.
if she didn't do it, I'd be more worried. Yeah, like you could get security cameras because someone's out there on your property doing shit.
Yeah. I mean, but who? You know, if the likelihood that someone came to her property to freak her out and do this, like foregoing that she might have security cameras, is, in my opinion, much less than her putting all of this out there and then being like, "Oh, look how creepy this is for clicks." That's just what I believe.
Objects arranged in a pattern. Whether it was the work of a person or something else remained unclear.
Like, how did they mount those deer antlers? Like, with wire?
Like a creepy doll. I don't know what that.
You just set them on there.
The fence surrounding her house was lined with odd.
I want to see the antlers one more time.
Whether it was the work of a person or something else.
I mean, it appears as if those are wired on there. I mean, look at the other piece of wood that's attached to that. You know, it doesn't leave the end, you know, like the skull cap, like to be set on the top of that. It appears like it's wired on there. So, you know, who's going to be out there doing that?
Aliens.
Like, this is another, just, you know, the tree. There's a tree chasing me around my property. Bullshit.
Remained unclear. Days later, more activity began. When she checked, no one was there. But as she went back inside, something happened. And it didn't stop there.
Luna, come on.
Later that day, her security camera captured her hair being yanked suddenly upward. A few nights later, while speaking with her boyfriend...
Man, if this is legit...
Yeah, that's creepy.
I mean, if it's legit, I mean, a lot of this could be faked. So some people are dedicated. Some people make a lot of money off the TikTok and off of shit like that from doing this type of stuff. You know, it wouldn't take much. You know, your security camera footage, you could tie a little bit of your hair to some fishing line, have your off-camera boyfriend yank it. Looks like it goes up. You know, the bookshelf could have been yanked. You know, I don't know. The doorbell could easily overdub sound. That's not hard. Me and you could do that easily.
More strange events unfolded.
Dude, my fucking door just closed. Is that the slam sound? Yes. And it's locked. What the fuck? I just got locked out of my house. Yes, nobody's here. That's kind of scary. Luna! Luna's inside.
You get the dog
I
to.
don't even see her in there. Look. Hang on.
Lady? Hello?
Why would you leave your phone?
Where did she go?
Why would she leave her phone?
Where did she go? I don't know.
She said, hang on, maybe she's running around to the back, but why would you leave your phone? Why would you leave your only source of light? Communication. I don't know.
She's nuts.
Just leave the door open. I don't know. I'm starting to think it's fake. There's like too many things, like people shut doors. Were you raised in a, like, were you raised in a freaking barn? Like, people don't do that. They don't. People, we have a natural tendency to want to protect ourselves, protect our property. You shut doors. You know why you don't shut a door? Because you got a camera aimed at it and you're making a video and there's a string tied to that so someone from the outside can pull. I'm starting to think that this is fake.
Then silence. Nothing for 2 months. Until one night, someone began.
It's because it takes 2 months to make a video. 2 months to edit it all. 2 months to come up with the bravery to put your shit out there for people like me to tear it apart.
Began knocking on her window.
So she leaves her phone when she most needs it, but she's always got it in her hand when the creepy stuff's happening. And that's the first thing she goes to. You know how when you act like that right there? Something's knocking on your door. You're home by yourself, and your first like, go-to is I'm gonna slide it open.
Why would I open the window if
you
I
know
think
why
someone's there?
You know why you do that? Because you know nothing's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
That's why you do that. Yeah, this is fake.
Terrified, she checked her backyard, but no one was there. Whatever was behind these events remains a mystery.
No, it's not.
Lauren stopped posting.
Oh, she stopped posting. It got her. No, it didn't. She probably got torn apart on the internet. That's probably what happened. Because she's, putting fake shit out there. There's some people who are going to watch this stuff because they like to be scared, for sure. Then there's some people like us who want to have an understanding of the paranormal and get really annoyed by this type of stuff. You're muddying the waters. You're making people like, making it harder and harder to believe that this stuff is real. And I think that at a certain amount of it being real, the spiritual world is based off of like our belief in it, and people like this keep chasing those people off, keep putting up a wall. Like, children aren't yet trained to have it turned off, to have the spiritual world not greet us, because there's good and bad, there's light and dark. And I think this type of stuff, faking this type of stuff, is what makes people lose touch with the spirit world. And I think the spirit world's very important, and it's there, and we should understand it better. But this type of stuff blurs the lines and muddies the water. So yeah, I don't know. I for a second there, I wanted to give her some benefit of the doubt. I did. You see the hair get yanked and all that stuff, and you realize it's real easy to fake, guys. I
just don't understand like the logic of opening. Oh, somebody's knocking on my window, I'm going to open it.
Yeah, that was the icing on the cake. The self-preservation that we all have is instinctual. It's inherent. Someone's knocking on your window late at night. What's more important, having that on film or feeling like you are safe? you know, like the opening of that and just being like, oh yeah, whatever this is, have at thee, have at me. That's not human behavior whatsoever. That is content creation behavior. I don't believe it, like at all whatsoever. You know, that person, if they were going to confront that, would have done something to protect themselves. I think the first thing you would have done is lock your window if it wasn't locked. Yeah, but even that would be scary because you just heard a knock, and to get to that lock, you have to pull the window open or engage that window in some sort of way.
Yeah, why not? You think like calling the cops would be?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the doorbell thing, okay, I could be like, oh, it's a faulty wiring thing, and it's just sending the doorbell off.
Yeah, but then again, there's the Darwin Awards, so I mean, it could have just that could have been it, but too many. Every time that there was any sort of activity, like when her hair was pulled, it was far enough away, and it was a clump of her hair. If you're gonna, if you go back and you watch it, I noticed it looked to be like tapered. Well, why would that be? Why would her hair taper into a clump? Because something's tied around it. And as they pull it, the way that it goes up, I don't believe it. I really don't. The door that shut on its own, she first off leaves it open. There's that preservation mode again, failing her. She leaves it open, and she's probably already creeped out. The door just slammed on its own. But then you can't even see if there would be anything tied to that door or anybody there. Seems like she's got cameras all around, right? All the way around. Why wouldn't she be like, this is really happening to me? Here's the other view. Here's that was a doorway. That she's got footage on that doorway, more than likely. Well, so I'm not bullshitting. Here's the other view of it. Well, I think that would have shown a person standing outside, tugging on a string to shut that door. I just don't believe it.
This is the Fugate family. This Appalachian family became known for their unusual blue-tinged skin.
Okay. If they're going to chalk this off to horror.
The Appalachian family became known for their unusual blue-tinged skin. The condition was caused by a rare blood disorder.
How is this scary? Like, how is this?
It's probably just the origins of the Blue Man Group, and it's
yeah. They just got like stumps and sticks. They're out there pounding on them.
It's probably the music that woman heard while she was camping.
Yeah, it could have been the Blue People.
Blue Man
Hey, look
concert.
Look at us. We're tying up loose ends. We're solving mysteries here.
Globinemia, passed through generations due to isolation and inbreeding.
Yeah.
It began with Martin Fugate and Elizabeth Smith in the 1820s, whose children carried the recessive gene. Many descendants inherited it, and though their appearance was striking, most lived normal, healthy lives. One descendant, Luna Stacy, lived to 77 and had 13 children.
It's like once people know what it's from.
Yeah, just imagine trying to hide that. And
Yeah.
like, well, you and your sister are the only ones who had it, and her baby is blue. Like, nah, we didn't do nothing.
Not just that, like all of the town and stuff, like the neighboring town. It's like, oh man, it's the Blue People, the inbreeders. There's a lot of first and second cousin jokes to be made. Of course, we always have those because isolation was a thing around here for a very long time. And you didn't really have much of an opportunity to make a family unless it was, well, with your family. So, but yeah, imagine being this blue old lady. And everyone knows. There ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't hide that.
The last Blue Fugate was born in 1975, marking the end of this rare genetic line.
And that
she got out of it.
And that was in the strange. That was like the horror, Appalachian horror story. I mean, yeah, I guess inbreeding is kind of messed up, but so is a lot of kings and queens and royalty and whatnot. Perform that. I've seen them come out pretty gnarly. I forget that one king's name, who like ended up the massive chin, and there's just so many genetic defects from keeping the bloodlines pure. At least they were still functioning healthy, and they made a cool band out of it. you know.
Groovy Gavin, a YouTuber who explores haunted and abandoned places, filmed a trip to the Appalachian Mountains. His goal was to investigate stories of disappearances, ghosts, and feral people. At Elkmont Ghost Town, things turned unsettling.
Oh, shit. What is that?
The bird, dude.
Oh.
I actually kind of feel bad for the bird now. He was sleeping. Damn, that scared the Jesus. There's the bathroom.
Oh, good old window shitter.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's the scariest thing I've seen about this so far. Just so there's two of them. Look, there's a window over there too, just wide open. You know, it's probably a two-way mirror.
I need my privacy.
I think I could take a shit in there.
You got the right idea, bud. He made a Duke joke. You don't make no poop jokes in an old Appalachian house like that. You just don't do it.
Hello? My light's freaking out. My light's going on and off. Go. My light's freaking out, bro. Look at it, it's flickering. Oh, hello? Dude, I'm fucking shaking. Hello?
But isn't that what you came here to do? I mean, you came here for that. Why aren't you going towards the noise? More than likely, you're just going to find a squatter. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like, this house is in nice condition. It ain't torn up. It ain't trashed in any way, shape, or form. It's got to be a nice squatter. It's got to be someone who's just, you know, taking advantage of the situation. Probably treating the house like their own. You know, he's just back there rustling around in a sleeping bag because some fucking dude kicked in his door, messed with his bird, made fun of his bathroom. You know, he's waking up rudely.
Bro, I gotta figure it out now. Yo! Wait, stop. Dude, I hear something. There's someone 100% in there. There's someone in there. I think so.
Lights flickered.
Content gold mine. Like, oh, what is with it? That's what you came for, man. That's what you came for. Why wouldn't you be jumping all over that opportunity?
Knocks echoed and footsteps were heard, though no one was there. They decided to explore one more building, and that's when they saw this.
You could help me out and or just step on that stair right there. Are there feral people out here? Could you just step in front of that, please? Okay, are there skinwalkers or some sort of...
A face appeared in a window where no one stood. Moments later, Gavin's ghost hunting device went off, just as his friend's phone light switched on and off by itself. They left feeling unsettled, and even more so after watching the footage.
I mean, that could have been someone just in there.
I couldn't tell what it was.
Like, I'd like to know. It appeared that the lights were on in that house.
Yeah, they're just at someone's house.
You know, like, I don't really get it. I mean, there could have been someone just like, who the fuck is outside? I mean, because if you're out there in the middle of nowhere, someone's rolling up on the property and shit, you're probably a little creeped out too. So it's just two creeped out people, you know.
Now it's the woman from the other video getting people banging on her window, and it's just ghost hunters thought her house was haunted.
Maybe. I mean, he did pick up on something on the stairs there, but I don't know. That, like, we would have killed for that. We would have absolutely. We'd have been like, hell yeah! Finally, we caught something on video. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would be a ghost hunter and be doing investigations and then kind of walk away from it.
While camping in the Appalachian Mountains, someone woke up to this sight. For a moment, they were terrified, until they realized the spider was on the outside of the tent.
Are we really just...
That's a big spider, I don't know.
You're in the woods, dude. Yeah. Yep. All right.
Still, a chilling way to start the day. After being away for a couple of months, an Appalachian homeowner returned to find this. Tiny handprints.
And some long-ass fingers.
They hadn't been there before, and no one had entered the house while it was empty.
Apparently someone did. Apparently someone broke into your house and was looking around your shit.
Some say it could be raccoons or squirrels.
Okay, yeah, those that does look like raccoon. That literally looks like raccoon handprints.
Yeah, those are way tiny.
That appears like you had a raccoon in your house.
Squirrels slipping in through small gaps, while others think it might be something stranger. Dolls, or even spirits leaving their mark. Whatever it was, the house wasn't empty. Something had been inside.
If you look at it, it looks like a raccoon tried to climb up and couldn't get its footing and just slid off. Like, I mean, truly. Could be. Maybe.
Hikers in Appalachia.
Oh, I hope we would get to these. Fascinated with these. The strange steps in the middle of nowhere. And there's been photos of these things for a while. So, and I've seen this photo long before AI.
Whisper about strange staircases standing alone in the woods, clean, untouched, and completely out of place. A TikToker shared this story.
Someone left this comment right here, and I started doing a little more research, and what I found is astounding. There have been so many reported sightings of these abandoned staircases in the Appalachia woods. And it's a known rule that you do not go up these stairs. The story I'm about to tell you is chilling. This man had been hiking the Appalachia Trail for a few weeks when he came across this abandoned staircase in the woods. He said it was super out of place and that the stairs actually were like very clean, even though there was like a lot of leaves and stuff that had fallen. The staircase was like immaculate. Intrigue got the best of him, so he decided he would go up and just check it out and see where it led to. But he said as soon as he got to the top, everything just got eerily quiet. He looked around for a little bit at the top of the stairs. It was nothing too interesting, so then he just turned around and went back.
But then, things got strange.
But when he got to the bottom of the stairs, the trail was gone. He wandered around trying to find his trail for hours. It was starting to get dark out, and he was really nervous that he was going to be stuck out there all night. And that's when he saw this like faint glowing light through the trees. The closer he got towards it, he noticed that it was a fire and it was a couple of other hikers that were camping out for the night. He was super relieved at first, but then something was off. He said their clothes were super out of date. They were wearing these boots that were like caked with mud. And he said that their backpacks, like instead of the normal hiking gear, like nylon backpacks, they were like these canvas totes. He said he walked up to the group and introduced himself, but they didn't say anything. They just smiled at him. He was really freaked out at this point, and he was like, I'm lost. Can you all point me back to the trail, please? And they all just slowly pointed back in the direction of the staircase. At this point, he is freaking terrified. He turns around and like hightails it out of that campsite. Eventually, he was able to find his way back down to the trail, and this is the really freaky part. Once he gets back down the trail a little ways and finds a place where he feels safe to camp out for the night, as soon as he starts unloading his bag to put up his tent, the sun starts coming up.
All right, so all right. Well, as far as the canvas, wearing mud-caked hikers, they could have just been some good old fucking Appalachian boys out there enjoying their time.
I would like to hear the story from whoever actually experienced it and not just a woman telling the story.
Yeah, for sure.
Because who knows?
But at the same time, it's like, man, if you're out there enjoying yourself, you got yourself like, some foraged goods, you're enjoying your campfire. When someone comes up, I could see people being like, "You're messing with my peace here."
Yeah, because
You
they're
know?
not expecting anybody to come waltzing out of the woods.
Yeah, and like, oh, they pointed back towards the staircase. Well, you were on the trail, and it led you to the staircase. So go figure, they're pointing you back in the same direction. Towards, I mean, they're playing along. It's not like they just stared at you and their grins turned into like, you know, like giant jagged teeth or something. It's probably just two people not wanting to be bothered, and they gave you a direction back.
Yeah, the feeling I'm getting from what they're trying to insinuate is like a weird time travel.
That's what I'm thinking
staircase
too.
Thing or something. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking too.
What he said should have only been about a 2-hour experience ended up being the entire night.
Would you dare climb those stairs?
No.
I'll do it.
Near mile 1,241
you film it.
half of the Appalachian Trail,
right.
Pennsylvania, a hiker spotted a folded paper wrapped in saran wrap, clipped with wire, and placed in a tree at eye level. About a mile later, another identical...
Don't touch it. Poop dollar.
Yeah. You got poop dollared.
Poop papered. If you open this, you have poop on your fingers. Damn it.
The package appeared in the same setup. Inside was a page filled with references to secret societies, symbols, and conspiracy themes. A jumble of cryptic words and connections. Its true purpose remains unclear. A man and his dog woke up in their tent one morning to a nasty surprise.
Poop dollar.
Bugs?
You didn't pull your bug? Your...
Yes.
Yeah, you're probably next to a wetland. Those are mosquitoes. There ain't nothing unnatural about that.
A dense swarm of mosquitoes, nothing short of a nightmare. The only way out was straight through them, and the second you unzip, they'd be all over you. And the dog. For anyone trapped inside, escape would feel almost impossible. I'm sure he made it out safely. How remains unknown.
Well,
I mean, you're not going to die.
I bet you he covered himself
You're
up.
going to be inconvenienced and like kind of like icked out, but it's not going to kill you.
I mean, you don't have like a can of bug spray or something?
I don't know.
Just you know, citronella yourself, walk out, you know. You got God mode turned on, you know.
If you really don't want to, you're in a tent. You just cut a hole and climb out, make your own door.
burn the tent down.
Make your own door and trap those bastards in there and send them straight to hell.
That's just a mistake you made. there ain't nothing creepy about that. You know, you probably camped right next to a swamp during, you know, the summer months.
Maybe we're just not taking into account how creepy things are or something. Maybe we should just start seeing things as everything's creepy.
I just would have woke up like, man, that's inconvenient.
Yeah, like, oh, that fucking sucks.
That sucks. Like, it wouldn't have been anything other than that. I'd have layered up, handled it.
One winter night, a man took his dogs for a walk after a heavy snowstorm, but the quiet was suddenly broken.
No. I have heard this same sound effect. I have heard this same exact sound effect used in so many videos. It is just as simple as having that be your sound on TikTok. Like, same sound effect. Like, get creative, if anything. Don't let people like us, like, just, you know, pass this video up immediately because we've heard the same sound effect at something. Spend a little time. Go record your voice, run it through some vocal sequencers or some shit, man. You know, get more creative in your attempts here. Hey. No. And those dogs. Those ain't wolves. And those dogs, what, they just don't react. Those dogs would have went into defensive mode like a MFer, man. Hell no. No. It is debunked. Sound effect. Watch it be the original. like that everybody else like used. I don't see it from the behavior of the dogs, but nah, I've heard this sound effect so many times.
He recorded the noises and later shared them online. Viewers offered chilling theories. Some said hellhounds, others said La Llorona, and some even suggested a Wendigo. Whatever it was, it sounded enormous.
None of that would have been my first guess. I'd have been, if I heard that noise, I'd be like, oh, a fucking Sasquatch.
Yeah. Not buying it. Let's start here.
YouTuber Black Mass Paranormal set out on a solo trek in the Appalachian Mountains. Along the way, he noticed signs that he might not be alone.
That's the size of a little kid's shoe. That is a pretty small footprint, but it does look to be kind of barefoot. You have a toe here, toe here.
That he's saying that that's barefoot. Look at the perfect, like, rounded off top there. That I don't see it, bud. I don't. Let's see. Maybe there's another one, but I don't think that's a barefoot footprint. Barefoot footprint at all.
Big toe here.
It looks like you pushed your finger in it.
And that is heading up in this direction. I just got that feeling of not being alone.
Well, yeah, there's a footprint that would indicate that there's somebody else there. Detective works right on point.
The print he found seemed out of place, raising questions about who or what could have left it. As he climbed higher, another danger appeared.
Now we gotta get across this ledge here.
Got a drone?
Yeah.
Through the forest?
He's got one of those that, like, lock onto him.
See what I mean? This isn't the most... Oh, shit. Holy shit. That's a rattlesnake. God damn.
Yeah. That happens. I'm glad you saw it. That would suck. Hopefully he has an anti-venom kit.
Oh, here. All right, buddy.
Those are the true horrors of the woods, you know? Like...
Or ground hornets.
Yeah, or ground hornets. But that right there, that's a game ender. Like, you're done. You didn't see that and you get hit. Man, it doesn't take long. It does not take long for whatever it bit you at to start swelling up. So, you know, you start getting loopy. You know, it starts messing your brain chemistry up, cardiovascular. I mean, it's gnarly. It's a heck of a way to go.
So, see, what's important is you stay calm.
A rattlesnake blocking his path. He quickly backed away and escaped unharmed. But the mystery remains. Was it the trace of a lost hiker, a feral wanderer, or something tied to the Bigfoot legends long connected to these mountains?
I mean, honestly, I just think it was somebody who was probably out there ginseng or mushroom hunting, you know?
Rattlesnake hunting.
You know, I didn't really get any spooky vibes from, I mean, footprints happen all the time, especially if he was in an area, like if it was his property or something like that, and there was a, you know, small footprints walking around, that'd be a little creepy. Especially if they weren't, you know, accompanied by a larger set, like, you know, a parent walking around with their kid. That'd be creepy. But, I mean, if it's public land, there's footprints, man.
A Reddit user was walking a trail with her dogs when she spotted something huge. She snapped a quick photo and quickly left. It wasn't Bigfoot, it was a moose, just 10 feet off the hiking trail. Foliage blocked a blurry picture. The encounter showed how hard it is to capture wildlife up close, even when the animal is large and nearby. The user noted this might explain why so many alleged Bigfoot photos also appear unclear and unconvincing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's good comparison and stuff like that.
That makes sense, but at the same time, like Oh no, I think they're kind of drifting. I think just to fill some time, they, cram some other stuff in here.
Appalachian Trail, a hiker reached Cove Mountain Shelter, a simple wooden hut with a grim history. Years earlier, a terrible thing happened here.
So as I said, this happened back in 1990. I think I got the date wrong. I just checked my notes. It was September 13th, not July 13th. I did bring some notes along. I thought I'd double check. Like I said, except it wasn't in this shelter, but the other one that was no longer here. But they were, like as hiking, and the drifter came along. Like I said, it was in the early morning hours. So they were asleep. They were fast asleep when he came up on them. And of course, you have to understand too that he had plenty of time to plan out what he was going to do. He came up on them. I think he saw that it was, a man and a woman, and he had time to think about what he wanted to do. I think he had plans for the woman, so he had to get rid of the guy. So, but they were completely unsuspecting of what was going to happen, and that's absolutely nothing against them. You're sleeping. It doesn't matter what you have or how prepared you are. If you're sleeping, someone like that comes along, what can you do? But he shot the guy in the back of the head. He had a pistol that dispatched the guy, and then. Of course, I'm not going to go into detail, but he tied the woman up and did things to her, and then killed her afterwards as well. And I forget, it didn't take too long for people to find the bodies, because people use these shelters all the time for the Appalachian Trail.
All right, so if you guys want a easy and lightweight, anytime that you're hiking and everything, you always try to make sure that things are lightweight. Whenever, because you don't want to get exhausted by what it is you're carrying, but. There's a lot of practical use to bells. You can use bells to your advantage, and you can silence them by wrapping them tightly and putting them in your pack. So even if you're trying to be stealthy, you can have them in your backpack, and they're not going to be making a bunch of noise. But at night, a little bit of fishing line, run some bells through that, and run this around the perimeter of your camp, a good ways away, but still within the earshot. That way, if you're sleeping, you can sleep a little more at ease, even though if you hear those bells going off at night, it's probably going to scare you, but it's not going to let anyone get the drop on you. You just circle your perimeter, and if you use one line to go all the way around and you do it right, it can make it to where no matter where someone hits on that line, it's going to trigger on that bell. You don't have to have a lot of bells. You just have to have your everything lined out correctly.
And then you got to stay strapped.
Yeah, and then you should literally always.
Always. At AEP a few years ago, there was a man and woman that were deleted by some man with a gun. They were camping out there. And I think he was camping next to him, and I don't know, he was just insane or whatever. So.
Yeah. I mean, people ask me all the time because I'm a victim of violent, gun crime, and they're like, "Well, wouldn't you just like if all the guns were gone?" Well, no, I'm a hunter, and no matter what we try. You can have everyone come together and be like, yeah, let's do that, but criminals won't. There's always the Pandora's box is opened when it comes to firearms. What can you do? You can be well educated with firearms. You can know how to use firearms. You can know how to be safe with a firearm equipped to you. And had that night came around that that guy had the drop on me, if I knew he was there and I was armed, well, then I would have at least had a chance to, not had my bodily autonomy completely destroyed.
The old shelter was abandoned, left to decay until it was torn down. A new one was built nearby, but hikers still report whispers, footsteps, and the feeling of being watched. The hikers spent the night to test the stories, but nothing much happened other than some unexplained sounds. In 2008, a man inherited land from his late grandfather. While exploring it, he discovered old trail cameras and checked their SD cards. Most images were of deer and small animals, but one frame stopped him cold.
Hey, there you go.
The photo showed a tall, dark figure with unusually long limbs.
That looks pretty legit. Now imagine the elaborate hoax, though. Someone's like, I'm going to leave these out here. I'm going to spend all this money. I'm going to put an SD card in here, and I'm going to walk by in my Bigfoot outfit. That way, somebody else who has nothing to do with it, who can pass a lie detector test, could take these images to the world and convince people there's a Bigfoot. But I am very aware that a Bigfoot is real. I've had encounters that I can't explain, both Gilly and I. No question for me. That looks pretty legit. Now, if it's a deer cam, it's probably going to take multiple pictures, and I hope this one did.
Off mid-step, as if striding on two legs. It didn't quite match a bear or a man. Some insist it was a bear. Others believe it was fate.
That ain't no bear. That ain't no bear.
A Reddit user was hiking in Albemarle County when he spotted something terrifying.
Looks like a cobra.
It's probably a black snake or something similar. They try to mimic other shit to scare you off.
Yeah, black snakes are awesome. Good eating, too. When they're big.
I don't know where.
I've never seen one fray their...
I don't know what county he said he was in.
At first, he thought it was an Appalachian cobra, known for its deadly bite.
That's not even real.
I was going to say, am I missing something here? An Appalachia? Okay. We have towed the line into the world of absolute bullshit.
He later identified it as an eastern hog-nosed snake, completely harmless.
Did he really just make something up completely?
This species is famous for its dramatic bluffing, flattening its neck, hissing, or even playing dead to scare off threats.
So it's not a black rat snake. It is what you're describing, the one that mimics other snakes. But yeah, I've never seen one of those in this area.
Not nearly as scary as it first seemed. While exploring an old college in Appalachia built in the late 1800s, a hiker came across something unusual in the basement. A sheet covered in strange symbols. It showed astrological signs, hexagrams, and planetary glyphs, arranged with purpose, not just random scribbles. Some think it ties to alchemy, Kabbalah, or Hermetic traditions, while others believe it's a mix of real occult symbols and personal inventions. Who made it, and why it was left there, remains a mystery. A woman was hiking in the Appalachian Trail.
Somebody messing with you?
Any abandoned area, it's going to get...
You got all kinds of stuff.
And that's anywhere, too. That's anywhere.
When she stopped to take a break and eat. But it didn't go well.
No. You're not getting my food. Get out of here. Go.
What does it say? I attempt to scare him away and gather my food up at the same time. What was it, a dog? Like a what?
It was a black bear.
Get! Holy crap, it's a bear. I'm sitting here eating. Dude, go!
Yeah, I mean, black bears aren't necessarily like the crazy... you could chase a black bear away. You just got to be bigger and meaner than a black bear. In most cases.
Well, she's kind of doing this right thing, just screaming at it and stuff and yelling at it.
Yeah, it's hey bear, bear. That's what most people do, or whatever. Pepper spray is going to stop these guys in their tracks for sure. But most time, just get a big stick and just go barreling at the sumbitch. Most of the time, they're not the brown, grizzly bears. Like grizzly bears is a whole different story. Brown bears or black bears. It doesn't really strike fear into my heart. She's doing the right thing.
I can't even eat my food. You got plenty of food.
Unless it has cubs. Any animal with cubs is naturally going to be way more on alert. And but you could probably have a lot of sticks right there. Pick it up. Be ready for a fight.
Here. Go. Get! Go! He keeps coming over. I'm gonna hang my food up because I'm not eating tonight. Thank you. Get out of here.
she suddenly came face to face with a black bear, drawn to her food. Imagine the fear of standing just feet away from a predator, alone, and still having to stay calm. A family living in the Appalachian woods noticed holes in their backyard fence. When they checked their security camera to see what caused it, they saw this.
Just another black bear.
It wasn't an animal. It was something.
Oh.
Understand.
Oh.
Terrified yet curious.
What is that?
Where was this at?
Kind of like a house out in Appalachia. I mean, I would be lighting. I'd be ready to repair that fence the next day. I'd be lighting that some bitch up. Well, I guess they weren't there. But I mean, it's probably good for that thing that they weren't there, because anybody staying out in the Appalachians is going to have a fire on them. It's just bottom line. But yeah, I would have blunderbussed that fence to pieces. Seeing that.
But who would do this in such a remote place? In a Virginia field, massive statues of U.S. presidents sit abandoned. Once displayed in a museum, the 20-foot faces now crumble in silence. Weather, rust, and mold carve into them, yet each figure remains recognizable. Hidden on private land, they stand as relics of history, left to decay. One man still hopes to restore them, but till then, they just stand there.
That's terrifying. Oh, look, there's JFK. It's terrifying. No way. I think they just ran out of shit here at the end, dude.
A lot of that is just scraping the bottom of the barrel for anything
Truly.
to happen.
Truly.
Look, a spider.
Yeah, right? Like, oh no, mosquitoes. Like, there's way spookier videos they could have thrown in here. Actually, I am sure of it.
And for more goosebumps, watch this next video now.
I mean, yeah, go give their channel a follow. Thanks for putting that together for us to critique, and look over from our Appalachian stance. Yeah, a lot of that was reaching. I think a lot of it was faked. That's just where I am, I'll look for other Appalachian compilations, but that one didn't really do it. I think there was a lot of fakery.
Yeah, there's a couple creepy things.
Yeah. But yeah, what did you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And chat, what did you guys think? I think I have my thoughts. I've let you know throughout the video. I don't think a lot of that was really spooky.
Yeah.
I really don't. There was some cool, possible shots of the old Biggie foot, but I think a lot of that was reaching. I really do. But, I mean, you'll have that. You have a good source of horror, like, the mystery of Appalachias. People are going to try to make a buck off of it. But, yeah, let us know what you think in the comment section. Chat, let us know what you think. I'm going to remind you guys one more time, top super chatter is going to get the Krampus t-shirt. Check that out right here. If you would like to support our channel and be featured at the end of our channel, have your name showed. It's the naughty list this month. Go ahead and visit us over at our Patreon, Deadeye Two Tongues 740. You can drop us a line down there. Drop us a monthly pledge. You could join one of the tiers. And you could follow us on our socials. Got them right here. And yeah, like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you never miss an upload. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of tapped on that.
We'll get some better videos.
I was hoping to be a little bit more scared.
We just need to make our own compilation like that.
Truly.
Cherry pick it.
If you would like to have your story read on the Near Death Diary podcast, just go right here to the Hellfire Holler podcast at gmail.com. And we can read one of your stories on the nights that we do the internet campfire. Storytelling sent in from viewers like you. get your story out there. And also, if you have videos that you want us to take a look at, send it to that same email. We'll take a look at them, and from our skeptic but also believer point of view, and we'll take a look at your videos. But guys, thank you for joining us yet again on episode 33. We'll see you next week, 8 p.m. Central, or fucking Christ.
When in your life?
God. Damn it! 8 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry, guys. It's been a long night. Making videos really takes it out of you. But yeah, you can join us 8 p.m. next week on the Near Death Diary podcast. We love each and every one of you guys. We'd like you to stay spooky. We'd like you to stay strapped. We'd like you to stay wild.